Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. How y'all doing out there? What's going on? So, I don't expect too many people to come through or whatever. I'm just mainly gonna do a quick live stream just showing you guys how to set up a Splunk lab. I was playing around with this earlier today. And I wanted to do a video just showing people how to set it up, and I'll create a full tutorial or whatever. And Splunk, if you don't know, is basically a logging tool that's being used in cybersecurity. And actually, let me start off this way. So I received a question like the other day via text, and someone was asking, "How do I get into cybersecurity without having to learn Linux?" You know what I'm saying, or having to know a lot of Linux. And so I brought up Splunk as an alternative. Um, because at the end of the day, you don't need to understand how the actual application is installed and configured on whatever server it is. You just need to understand how to use it based on, my knowledge of the application, which is very minimal, but I have installed it, I have played around with it. So I do have some details on how to at least get it set up and everything in Linux. It's not that difficult of an application to install. They basically have a package for you. You can download the package on whatever server, install it, and then that's really the easy part, and that's really the only thing you need with Linux, other than connecting to the all the other logs that you need, importing that log data into the system. You know what I'm saying? So this is typically what somewhat of a, I don't know, a SOC analyst, and this is based on my knowledge from what other people have told me that work in the field. They basically gather all these logs, and it's just a way to create like dashboards and reports and all that stuff using the Splunk software. So I'm gonna go through and show you guys how to get it installed on a Linux system. I'll use Ubuntu 22.04. I can use you can use whatever version long as it's still supported, you know what I'm saying, to get it installed. This process will work exactly the same. It's a dev package, so if you want to use 20.04, you're more than welcome to use that as well. But I'm gonna use 22.04, and this is the latest version of Splunk. And actually, let's go over to the website for Splunk right fast so I can kind of give you a little bit more information on the application itself. Um, let's see if we have it open. See if I can find it right fast. I think this is it. Okay. And then boom. There we go. So let me switch it over so you guys can see what I'm talking about. But okay. All right. So this is Splunk, Splunk.com. And then also I did a video a while back, and I'll cover that in a second, on how to get free training as a veteran. So you could definitely check that out and get some training. They got something dealing with the workforce, getting people into the workforce. You can get into this training for free. I did a video on it a while back, so definitely check that out when I drop the link. And so anyway, this is Splunk, um, and basically it's a visualization tool for log files essentially. You have message. Well, hold on. Let's see what that is. Capture log files and analysis. Yeah. So essentially, this is cybersecurity. At the end of the day, that's one of the things that they do. They look at a lot of logs, to see if someone is trying to infiltrate the organization. And it also, based on, it use machine learning, indexing, searching and visualization, collaboration. I know I'm kind of reading this, but yeah, that's essentially what it does. And as you can see, that the logs and all that go into the Splunk platform. And I'm gonna show you guys how to get it installed on Ubuntu. But like I was saying, people have got in to cybersecurity using Splunk. So this is something for veterans only, though. Right here, this is a program that they have, and I did a video on it a while back. If you want to go check out that video, you can. Uh, I basically just covered this article, basically saying that they, as part of a $100 million Splunk pledge, Splunk donates free courses to individuals from underdeserved communities and groups underrepresented in tech. So check this out. But it says veterans, free training for veterans. Now let me go back. Oh yeah, and I give a little bit more details in the other video. Verify with ID.me, and that'll verify that you are a veteran, and you can get in and actually take advantage of this program. And I have links and all that stuff right there in the chat. So if you want to check that out. But all right, they got a couple different versions of Splunk. They have a cloud platform, and let me click on platform so I can show you guys this. So they got the cloud platform. Let's go into products. Here we go. Splunk Cloud, Splunk Enterprise, and what else? Let's see. That's Solve It with Splunk. I thought it was a couple other. Hold on. Let's see. Splunk Cloud Platform and the Splunk Enterprise. It's another one. I know it's another one. Another version. I thought it was called SOAR or something like that. Splunk SOAR. But anyway, the ones we seeing right now on the page is the Splunk Cloud Platform, which you can use that, as well as the Enterprise. You can set up your own on-prem server using the Enterprise Edition. And just to read a little bit about it, but it's a cloud-powered insight for petabyte scale data analysis across the hybrid cloud with Splunk as a service. So you can purchase Splunk as a service. And I'm not trying to sell this stuff, or I'm not sponsored by them in any way. I'm just showing you guys this is something that they're trying to ramp up in the cybersecurity field. And these are jobs that are available for you, Splunk, and I'll show you guys the types of courses they have, certifications they have, and all that stuff. And you don't really need much Linux, to actually hop into it. And that's what that question was that was asked. How can I break into cybersecurity without knowing much Linux? And this is one of those ways, using Splunk. But and then like the Splunk Enterprise one, just to get back to this, turns data into doing in your private cloud or on your premises. So yeah, that's the one we're gonna install, and just show you guys how to install it, right, or how to actually get the package, because you have to create an account. So if you're trying to get in and just learn Splunk, you know what I'm saying, I would recommend downloading and installing it. And yeah, you need to know a little Linux to set up the lab, but it's not that difficult, and that's why I wanted to do a somewhat of a tutorial so you can learn how to use at least, or you can get through the install, pretty easily just by following what I show you, and then you can go through the training and use this version that you have installed to practice it or to learn it and put some test data in it, and all that good stuff. So Splunk Enterprise, that's the one we want to do. So in order to get it, you got to click in here and you got to create an account. I already have an account. Let me switch off of that page right fast, because I don't want nobody to have my information. But I'm going to log into it right fast so you guys can see how to actually get it. Just give me a couple seconds. And actually, I should have, because I'm already logged in on another side as well, like in my other browser. I just don't like using that browser for the demonstrations that I show you guys in these videos. So hey, but hey, all you guys showing up, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. I'm mainly making this, for anybody that's interested in learning Splunk and want to set up a Splunk server, so they can look at their lab or set it up in their lab, play around with it. So just give me 1 second. Let me get into this thing. But once you create that account, log into it, and all you have to do is download the actual application. And it's a 30-day trial, but you can keep, renewing it or whatever, just or reinstalling it. So let me switch back over. But anyway, this is how you actually get it. And they have the instructions on how to actually, install it and everything. So if you click Linux, and if you're using the Ubuntu, they have dev package. They got a Tor GZ package. They got an RPM package. So you install it on whatever Fedora, one of those other distributions, whichever one it is. I can't remember. Zipper at the moment or something. I think it's Zipper, whatever. You can install it that way. But like I said, we're gonna use that dev package. You can hit the download from here, but it's best to use wget. And so I'll show you guys. I already had a link copied, but this is where you actually get it. And if you hit download, it'll download the dev package. I don't know why I don't show the command or give you an option to click on it to show you, give you the command. And I'm gonna cancel this. Let's see, cancel, boom, because I already had a dev package. But as you can see, this is it right here. So useful tools. And then all you gotta do is click here, and that'll give you the wget command. So you can connect to your server, which is what we finna do. You know what I'm saying, and get this thing installed. And hey, shout out to you, Paul. I see you in the building, man. Anybody else want to speak? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you, bro. It's all good, man. Like I said, I wasn't really, tripping. But the current version of Splunk Enterprise is 9.0.2. And just like it said before we clicked on it, you can install it on Windows and you can install it on Mac OS. I don't know how to run on your system like that. Maybe if you have you may want to have a server. You know what I'm saying? To get this installed on. So like a test server or a server that you have in on a virtual machine or in the cloud or something. Windows server. You want to put it on a server. Because that's essentially what it's made for, to run on servers and stuff like that. So actually, let's gonna hop over to my virtual machine, because I think I cloned a new one. Hopefully it doesn't have many updates, but I'm gonna boot this thing up, figure out what the IP address is, and then we're gonna log into it. And actually, I'm gonna just copy this link. I'm gonna log into it via SSH, copy that link, and then I'll show you guys in the terminal how to actually do it. So actually, let's pull up, let's find my terminal, and let's add my terminal. Oh, and I just switched terminals not that long ago, so it's a little bit different of a terminal that I have now that I use. Not using the XFCE one anymore. I may have to. Oh yeah, and I gotta fix this thing. I gotta fix it. Hold on 1 second. And I know you guys can't see this, but yeah, I gotta fix it in whatever you call this thing. I gotta fix it in OBS. So yeah, let's zoom, make it small, and then yeah, I'm gonna have to do this for all my future videos. I totally forgot that I did this, so I'm gonna have to make it cool looking for for the future. And actually, let's make it a little bit bigger on the other side so you guys can see what I'm doing. Yeah, let's keep it like that. Boom. Now let's lock that and then switch over. Okay, cool. So let's clear this. Cool. And then let's just run another neo fetch so you guys have something to look at, in the background. But yeah, that's my terminal right there. So actually, let's switch over. Probably gotta fix that too, but let's switch over to my terminal. I mean, not my terminal, but the server itself. Boom. So that's the server. You can't really see it. That's why I use the terminal. But this is Ubuntu 22.04. So let's update it right fast. So sudo apps updates, and then see if it has any updates. Sudo upgrade -y. And just so you guys know, once you get Splunk installed, you don't really have to worry about going back into the server, via the command line. Hold on, I wonder why I didn't upgrade it. So I didn't put apps, but yeah, once you install it, it's gonna run. You know what I'm saying? And it'll update as well. Yeah, I mean, you just have to go in and update it. You know what I'm saying? But it'll update and be cool. You know what I'm saying? And because with Splunk, a lot of the work is done, via the browser. Now that's why I say I'm not 100% sure. I haven't went through Splunk training. I just played around with it to get it installed. Um, I'm not no expert with Splunk. I'm not certified in Splunk or whatever, so I don't know everything about Splunk. But um it's not that difficult to install, so that's why I wanted to show you guys that. So when you do go through the training though, you know what I'm saying, then your services should be restored. Okay, restore them then. But once you go through the training or whatever, you have a test area to play around with. So now let's find out what that IP address is, so you guys can kind of see what I'm doing. So IPA, let's see what the IP address is. 156. Okay, so let's transfer back over. Oh, y'all not even seeing this. Ah, crap. Y'all wasn't even seeing this. But yeah, I was updating the server over there. But anyway, all right, let's log into it right fast. So I know what the IP address is: 192.168.10.156. And sorry guys, I'm not looking at the chat at the moment. That's it. Yes, because I want that fingerprint. Hopefully it logs in. Yeah, there we go. So sudo apps update, and yeah, we just ran updates on it, so I don't even know why I'm running this command. I just did out of habit, because that's majority of what I'm doing. As soon as I log into a server that I haven't logged into in a while, I just automatically start running updates. But let's bring up, let me see. I gotta find the chat again. I got you guys lost. There we go. What's up, guys? Oh man, I see a couple people coming through, man. What's up, Low Cash? Shout out to you. Kilo, he says you and Professor Messer. I appreciate it, man. Professor Messer is like a god, the way he got all those subscribers and all that stuff trying to help people. So hey, I like what he's doing, you know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to follow in his footsteps, shout out to the brother. Low Cash, my man, what's up? He said he passing through. I appreciate you. VPL, thank you for this. I was just looking to set up Splunk for an app I'm working on. Oh, that's cool, man. I hope I can help you. You know what I'm saying? Lemon Carrot, he says, Techie, how bad is it to mix synthetic trans oil and conventional? You said ask anything. Hey, man. To be honest, I don't know. I don't think it'll be that bad. Because it's still oil. I mean, it's synthetic. It's manufactured, I guess, synthetic. So, it, it may extend the life of the conventional oil. So I tried to answer your question as best as I could. But shout out to you, man. I appreciate you. Y'all saying hey, and if you just got here, just hit the like button for me. I definitely appreciate it. Help more people see that I'm live and everything. So I appreciate it. All right, so let's get back over here to this server right fast. All right. So hopefully you guys can see this. This is not too small. And let me look over here. Yeah, you guys should be able to see it. So got that thing set up. So hey, so all I gotta do is copy that command. Like I said, once you log into your account, all you gotta do is copy that command over here. So Let's copy it. And then that's another reason why SSH, because you could paste. You know what I'm saying? On let's see, on this virtual machine these virtual machines that I be using, I can't paste in them. In certain ones. So it's just some configuration changes I gotta make, but I haven't made them. But as you can see, all I did was paste that command. Boom, it's on download, and I'll show you guys how to get it installed. And it's not that difficult. Let's actually go back over here because it should. Yeah, they do have um the instructions. So on this page, let me close this right fast. Let's see. Search. Trying to remember how I found it. Oh, here we go. So installation. This is the information on how to actually install it on Linux, I believe. Well, we don't need a demonstration video. I'm making a video. Splunk, I'm making a video. Nah, hold on. I know they have tutorials. Yeah, under here. I think I went under there. Yeah, this is their documentation. So once you go into their documentation, all you gotta do is look through, and I think is it either under get started? Let's see. Uh, let's look under get started. Install Splunk Enterprise. There we go. So install Splunk Enterprise. Then we have to find the Linux instructions, installation instructions. So they put it all together for you. All you gotta do is go in there, find it, and you can follow this step by step. Now, up here at the top, this is going through. Let me see, install Splunk RPM. So this is the other version. So that's the RPM version, and then here's the dev package. You know what I'm saying? And then TorGZ, the Windows instructional, boom, boom, boom. So we good to go. Now just give me 1 second. Hold on 1 second. But that's the instructions. Um, it was something else I needed to do. All right, now let's switch over to my terminal right fast so we can get this thing installed. Cause you don't have to do it the way they showed it on here. I'm gonna show you guys, a little trick right here. It basically says, use the package, and that'll, install it or whatever. And then go to the steps to launch the Splunk web. Yeah, you know how to do it that way. I'm gonna show you guys how to do it using apps. We can install it using apps. All you have to do is type. Now, first you got to make sure it's in the directory that you're in. That's the dev package right there. That's what we're looking for. That's what we finna install. All we have to do is type sudo apps install, and then all you have to do is put that file name. Now you have to put the period and the / on it to specify a file within the current working directory. Type Splunk, that tab it out. That's all I did. Press enter, and I'll go through and get Splunk installed for us. So just give it a couple minutes to go through this. Like I said, this is the dev package. Super simple. All you gotta do is type these couple commands into the server. You know what I'm saying, to get it installed. Now it may pop up. Hold on. Let me see. This may pop up on. Hold on. I'm trying to remember. I think I did it this way before. I hope I'm doing it the right way, because I'm thinking about another way. I could have used the package, but nah, this should work. This should work right here. Well, no. Cannot be accessed by user. Permissions denied. So yeah, it may not work this way. Unsandboxed as root as file. May have to be. Hold on. Give me 1 second. And see, I didn't do this one before I started this video. I normally go through and make sure I'm doing it the right way before I install on video. This one I just went through and did it. Well, let's follow what they said because I think that may work only on a desktop because it's gonna pop up with the license install. I thought I did it this way though before. All right, let's go up in here and do it this. Let's just do it the D package way. Um, Splunk store. Yeah, this is what the way I should have did it. Crap. Let me see. Hold on. Splunk. Let me see if the commands even work. Splunk. Nah, it's not working. I need to depackage it. Um, which I should have did in the first place. I should just follow what they did. I was trying to make it easy so people can. And actually, let's um, let's just run the command the way it is and see if it works. If it doesn't work, then I may have to run it in the root account. So depackage, and let's switch back over to the terminal so you guys can see what I'm doing. Um, depackage dash I before install, which yeah, that's right. And then we should be able to type out that package name. Nope, you gotta be sudo. So yeah, sudo depackage dash I. Boom. All right, this looks like an upgrade of an existing Splunk server. Yeah, that's yeah. See, I ran the wrong command. If I was doing it on desktop, the desktop edition of Ubuntu, it probably would have worked. That dev package would have worked. I forgot. I'm tripping. Don't beat me up. Let's see. Any words on 490s on Orch system? Not sure what you mean. 490s. Are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about, man. Brock, you may have to give me a little. Yeah, and that's the way I should have ran the D package. I should have followed exactly what they did because that worked. Um, now it did say something about checking it. Hold on, let's see. Let's see. Let's check something else. Dev package. I went to the wrong one. Here we go. Start Splunk. I know I was just looking at some start commands. So let's see if we can actually see Splunk on here, or at least the commands. Wonder why it's not there. Splunk stop. Splunk start. It should be. Let's just run it. Yeah, so that's not there. Hold on, let's see. Maybe it's because I need to finish configuring it. Let's see. Oh, command line access, adding the Splunk home environment. So we gotta add those environments under bin shell pack. If you install the default location, export paths. Okay. All right. So if you install another path, you have to specify that in the command line to store Splunk Enterprise, Splunk store. Okay, so I have to specify that location. Oh yeah, and that's what I was thinking in GPU. That's what I was about to say. When you said GPU, I mean when I read 4090, I automatically thought about GPUs. I don't know, bro. To be honest, I don't play around with hardware too much to where I know exactly on the hardware, or know exactly based on the hardware if it'll work. Now I'm gonna be finding out pretty soon because I'm finna get another computer. Um, where I was gonna get I was looking at a 3080 Ti. Um, just to have for rendering of videos and all that stuff because I do a lot of tutorials, and so that does help me out when I'm um, just doing my videos in general. Um, it should work though. It should work. And a lot of times, a lot of cases with these new GPUs or graphics cards, they're making a lot of open source packages for it, so it'll run. And a lot of times you'll find things in the AUR that'll help you out. All right, so just give me 1 second. All right, so um, what I did right fast, as you can see right here on the documentation, this is how you add the Splunk, um, command, so you can actually run the commands using just Splunk. So all you have to do is grab this, copy and paste that into your terminal. And let me switch over to my terminal right fast. And as you can see, that's all I did was run those commands. And I thought I had the screen up, but yeah, keep switching back and forth between screens. But yeah, as you can see, Splunk is there. So now we can run those Splunk commands. So Splunk status. Let's run that one. Let's see. And this is this the um what you call it? Is this the agreement, the license agreement? I figured that's what that was. So boom. Do you wish to agree? Yes. All right, cool. Can I create the Splunk file? Okay, because we don't own it, so that's essentially what that is. It's the permissions. I wonder if I run Splunk or sudo just to nah, probably can't. Um, yeah, I should have went in under roots on this server. I just don't know what the root password is, or if there even is a root password, so it can't put it in that location. Can I create the ops? Splunk. So I wonder if I can. Let me see. What can I do? What can I do? Hey Josh, just curious, what terminal emulator you use? Right now I'm using Talix. Um, that's I'm starting to use that one a little more because you could do. You see how I got multiple terminals in there? I could add another one. I could do certain different tasks at the same time. So I could SSH into another server. Let's see. Let's check out my web server in the cloud. No, not Kit Pro, Kit Web. So it's one of my servers in the cloud. I'm going to run some updates over there too, but yeah, yeah, you can use that, and I can't make it bigger right now because I got it set up so you guys can see what I what I use, or so you guys can see on OBS a whole lot better. So that's why I use Talix. Hopefully that don't take too long, but yeah. So basically, what it's trying to do is create this license file. It's basically the trial file, and cool. It didn't take too long to do those updates, so let's close that one. But yeah, you can open up multiple ones, and you can just close them hitting the X, or you can type exit. That'll get us out of it and make it back to normal size. But as you can see, this is the issue right here. It cannot create the file, the trial file. For some reason, it cannot do it. And oh, and I know because it probably doesn't have permissions. That's the only thing I could think of. It doesn't have permissions to create that file. Oh yeah. I'm not. I haven't got it set up, Deacon Dave, yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm still working through it. I thought it would have. I would have had it done by now. I didn't want to make too long of a video. Yeah, right now, yeah, this is the same terminal, or it's. I might just change the permissions of the directory right fast. That Splunk that license directory, so it can create the file and then change it back. So I ain't want to do that, but let's see, sudo chmod, and we could change that op directory to where it has some and I need to put the permissions up here, but I don't know what permissions to use. Sudo chmod splunk opt splunk, or actually let's see what this directory permissions is right fast. So ca ls -la, and then that op directory Splunk. And why is it acting like it ain't there when I so actually let's just look at the Splunk directory. Let's see what that is. So right now it's owned by Splunk, so why, I don't understand why it's not allowing. So it's owned by Splunk. That's so weird. Why it doesn't want to write to it. And then licensing. Maybe I can go in here and edit the EULA. Wonder if that's what you're supposed to do. So sudo nano, because they do have a license EULA. Maybe that's something I need. And probably I need to go look at the let's see, what do we got here? It probably doesn't look at this. I don't know. Some applications will do that. They'll put a file in there and you just have to put yes or something. Type yes at the end of the file. And hold on. Let's see if we can go to the bottom real quick. But yeah, this is that EULA, user license agreement. And actually, let's look at the documentation right fast. See if there's anything else. Um, hmm. Boom. So let's open this up. Start Splunk for the first time. CD. Hold on. It's saying you can start the Splunk Enterprise on Windows. No, that's Windows. So Unix. Use Splunk command line interface. Create the Splunk Enterprise admin account. Okay. All right. So why they didn't tell us that during the install? So, oh no, that's once you actually get in or get to the site. This is where the user logs into Enterprise. You can enter. No, this says command line. So it doesn't say anything there. Let's close that out. But what it's gonna do is it's supposed to put that license file in the license directory. Isn't that what it did? Yeah, licenses. I don't see a licensing directory. So maybe if I create it and give it ownership. Can I create licenses? That's weird. Let's create that directory. So make sudo make directory under ops Splunk, and I may be doing something that may break this thing. And then let's create a license directory. I don't know if this is gonna work. But let's try it. And let's ls that directory again right fast. So we got that license directory, but it's owned by root. Let's change ownership. So let's go change own. Let's go sudo change own, and then let's do that op directory. Oh, change on. I gotta put the account there. Splunk, and then Splunk, the group of Splunk, and then ops, and then what else? What else we got there? Oh, Splunk. I don't even know if I'm doing this right, man. For real. We'll see though. We will see. And then I don't have to put recursive because there's nothing there. So change the ownership there. Um, right now the permissions are fine. It's got read, write, execute, directory, and then the user and the group read, write, execute. So, well, no, right ain't there. So let's change the write permissions. Let's add some write permissions to that directory. It should. Hold on. Let's try it. Let's just try it again. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. So let's go status. Go down to the bottom again, and then type y. Let's see if it actually sees that directory. Okay, so it sees it. Well, no, it don't. It don't. Well, it says cannot create that so it's supposed to create the directory and drop the file in there, but it's not doing it. Let me put write permissions on it right fast. So, and like I said, I don't know if I'm doing what I'm supposed to. I don't know if I'm even supposed to be doing this. I'm gonna just make it 777, just to make sure it writes to it. Let's see. But I'm a back. I could delete that directory. It's no problem. But chmod for that license directory. Boom. Let's just look at the. Let's just look at it. See, yeah, as you can see, that mug got read, write, execute for everybody. So let's see if it actually goes through and writes to that direct. I mean, and then I know I'm not doing the right thing because it looks like whatever this is supposed to be doing, it's supposed to be correcting. I mean, creating that directory as it's supposed. I mean, because it should have the permissions to do it. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. Let me try to get into my make sure it doesn't turn to 666. Yeah, I know, right? Let me delete that directory right fast because that's not supposed to be there, and quit playing around with it and see if I can figure out based on what I'm seeing over here in the documentation if it's something that I need to do, or if I need to get into the root account. And actually, I can create a root password and log into the root account, and then I could get this. Maybe it'll work that way. Let's see though. Sudo remove dir and then dash or. Well, it ain't nothing in it, so it ain't gonna. I need or, I think. Well, no, lowercase or work. I might need to do force. So remove that directory. Boom. Maybe a capital R. I can't remember. Oh, I just need to do remove. I forgot. So remove. There we go. So that's gone. And we shouldn't see that file and that directory anymore in there. So yeah, that license directory is gone. Let's run that status again. I just want to see. Yeah, I mean, I wish it would give us something more than okay, it can't write to it. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad I'm doing this for anybody that wants to do this though, or wants to set one of these up. Let's see for the first time. Start Splunk Enterprise for the first time. Here we go. Troubleshooting. Let's see what this is talking about. So start Splunk for Windows users. Okay, we did that on Linux. So Splunk start. This up here will be the first time running Splunk. Please enter in a minute. See, and that's the thing. Based on what it's saying in the documentation, y'all not seeing what I'm talking about. So let me switch over. Based on the documentation, um, you run the command Splunk start. Okay. All right. So this appears to be the first time. See, it's showing something totally different. Splunk software must create an administrative account during startup. So it's not even asking me for the administrator account, and it doesn't show anything about the licensing in here as well. And let's see, that said Unix, so let's see if it's something else under, or if it's a Linux start somewhere. Oh, okay, here we go. I don't think sudo has our privileges, but no, I think I might have found it. Accept the Splunk license automatically when starting, so maybe that'll work. But the problem is, it still may not have that same permission. So let's try that. So Splunk start and then accept license, which is probably not gonna work. So can I create? Oh man, this is trash, bro. Hold on, let's see. Maybe let me just try. Well, sudo it doesn't work. It says command not found, which doesn't make sense. Splunk. I typed it right. Uh, this is a headache right here, right? Start Splunk. Here we go. Start, no prompts. Answer yes. Start Splunk Enterprise without prompting or answering yes to any prompts. Change where and how Enterprise create the administrative account. And then this is, where is this? Other start options. So that's if you want to, this is just the other options over here, what I'm reading. No prompts. It's going to ask you for the password. This is so weird, man. I thought this thing was not going to be this difficult to. That will not only enable Splunk a boot level, but also let you. So let's try this. Let's try this right fast. Sudo. Actually, let's try it this way. Cause I'm searching online. And hold on, y'all not even seeing what I'm doing. I keep forgetting to switch back over. So let's try this right fast. This command. I found this somewhere else. It's basically pointing to the Splunk directory and then ops. Under ops, Splunk being enable boot start. So let's see what that does. It's still gonna take us there, and if it can't write to this directory, then it's not gonna work. So we got past a certain point of it. It looks like this is the first time. Okay, all right. So that worked. The boot start command. So that's weird. Why is that not in the documentation? So that's something Splunk needs to do to fix this, man. You know what I'm saying? So Splunk software must create an administrative account during startup. Otherwise, you cannot log in, create the credentials. So please enter an admin user account. So I'm gonna just use admin. Boom, and then we need to create a password. And they give you some requirements for the password. I'm assuming it says 8 total printable AC2 characters. So let's type in a password. Boom. Type it in twice. Boom. And maybe that'll work. So it works. That works. Cool. Cool. And so that's all we really need to do. Because now it's set up to where it's gonna boot on start. That's what that boot. And I found this on another site. So that actually worked. All right. So we got past that point. It also created whatever modules it needed. But now that we got it done, so we could just go straight. And hold on, man. I got a brisket on the grill. I might need to go check it. Nah, we still good. We right at the temperature, so let me actually put it on keep warm. Um, yeah, I'm barbecuing at the same time, guys. Select keep warm again and resume cooking. Are you sure you want to keep warm? Yes, let's keep warm. And I really need to go check the temperature of this damn brisket. But anyway, it'll stay on there, keep warm for a minute till I get this thing done. Like I was saying, I wasn't planning on being on here this long. You know what I'm saying? Um, and let me see. And shout out to everybody that's rocking with me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all rocking with me. Oh yeah, and I got a one of those Traegers. The Traeger grills or whatever. And it connects to your Wi-Fi and all that stuff. So you can use the app to control it, you know, if you need to. But I'm cooking like a Texas style brisket on there right now. But let me stop talking about that because I I started you know, going down that road because I love cooking or whatever. I cook a lot, you know, for the fam and stuff like that. So let's get back to the server. Let's get back to the to the Linux stuff. Hold on. Let's see. Um, so one thing in one thing I also saw you need to, if you're gonna use this, I mean obviously this is a trial edition, but if you're gonna use this production, then you want to put on a firewall for this server, or if you have it installed in the cloud, you want to turn on the firewall. So I recommend you open up the port, and the port um for Splunk is 8,000. So you gotta allow 8,000. That's the default port. So we're gonna run that UFW allow 8,000, port 8,000, and then we need to enable our, and actually let's make sure we got open SSH as well on there. Otherwise I'll lose connection. We'll really be set back. But yeah, SSH, let's open that as well. Boom. So we got both of those rules. Let's go sudo what is it, UFW status. Let's check out the status just to make sure it's not inactive. Okay, all right. So we're gonna enable it right now, or start it. Enable, and I got to spell that right, but enable. Boom, boom, good to go. So we got our firewall started, and we got the port 8,000 enabled or open to allow connections, as well as our open SSH, which we connected to right now. So now that that's done, let's actually go to the IP address of this server. I can't remember what it is, but yeah, let's find out what it is. So it's 156. So I'm gonna just copy it, and then we gonna switch over back over to this website or this browser, and put that IP address in there, and then port 8,000. And it looks like it's refused. Oh man, it sucks. Hold on. So sometimes when I do that, it's because the connection is not secure, and you have to put HTTPS colon // in front of it, and that'll bring it up. Man, doesn't look like that'll work either. Because sometimes you could bypass it when it doesn't have a cert in it. All right, so site settings. Here we go. Another problem. Another problem. No, I wanted this thing to work so we get it, so I can go get my brisket off the grill. Hold on, let's see, man. Oh, maybe it's because I didn't. I mean, do I need to start it? Oh, let's go back to these commands. Um, so Splunk status. Permissions denied. That's weird. Wonder why. I wonder why sudo doesn't work for this. This is so weird. But when I installed it, hold on, I might have to use ops bin. Um, so let's go sudo ops Splunk, and then because that might be why it didn't work before. Then Splunk status. It might be because I need to log out and log back in. That might be really what it is. Yeah. So Splunk D is not running. So we had to start it, and I thought that started it when we did that. Okay, so it's running now. Um, so as you can see, it's running on port 8000. So we're good to go. We're good to go. Oh yeah, it's generating a key and everything. Okay, the Splunk web interface is Ubuntu server 22, which is that, yeah, that's that server name. So oh, and you guys didn't see what the hell I did. I keep forgetting to switch over, but basically, let me scroll up. Let me scroll up. So you see what I did. So I first typed Splunk status, command not found. So I basically specified that location. So opt Splunk bin then Splunk status, and that actually told me that Splunk D is not running. So I just ran a sudo, Splunk start, and that's when it went through and created everything. So, and then you guys seen the the page turn or change or whatever over here. So, all right, let's see if we can get to this thing now. Let's remove that. Let's remove that out of the front. There we go. All right, so we finally at the damn Splunk thing. So shout out to you guys for sticking with me. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to you guys for sticking with me. We got this thing set up. And yeah, hey, DB Darrell, bro, you right. It says, is the service started? You're right. It's started now. Yeah, thank you. You're right. That's the first thing I thought about. So appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? He says, are you gonna wrap that brisket? Yeah, I wrapped it already. When it hit like internal temperature like 170, 175, something like that. I wrapped it in butcher paper, and yeah, I'm finna go put it in a cooler in a couple minutes. So yeah. Yeah. And then he says, Booyah, we back in the game. Yeah. Shout out to you, man. So now let's actually try to log into this thing, and hopefully we don't run into any issues. So let's type in our password that we created in the command line. Boom. There we go. All right. So we are in Splunk. And like I said, I'm not no expert on Splunk. I haven't went through the training on Splunk. Uh I just wanted to set one up because I was going to do a little training on it to try to understand how to actually use it and set this thing up for a later date. You know what I'm saying? When I want to actually get in, or when I have the time to actually get in and learn Splunk, then I'll have this set up on a server. And that's mainly the whole purpose of me doing this video, so you guys can set one up at your house as well. Like I said, it's a 60-day trial. You know what I'm saying? They got the free training for all our vets out there. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a vet, take advantage of that. This will allow you to set up a lab at your house so you can get this thing set up and play around with it, so you'll be familiar with the application, because it's a difference from just going through the training and looking at it on the screen versus, and then maybe they'll give you access to a cloud platform, but you have your own at the house. You know what I'm saying? So you can play around with it, and do things that you want to do with it at the house. You see what I'm saying? And back to you, Deacon Dave. I see what you said. What is Splunk? So Splunk is basically a it's a logging tool. It's mainly for cybersecurity professionals, people that are getting into SOC analysis. And what drove this whole live stream was someone asked a friend of mine. I said this earlier in the stream, but someone asked me via text, was like, "Hey, I really want to get into cybersecurity, but I'm I'm not good at. It's hard for me to learn Linux. Is there any other options where I don't have to focus on learning Linux?" So I was saying, I was just throwing out Splunk, because Splunk, if you go to their main website and if you look at it, once you become like a Splunk user, that's considered like cybersecurity. It really is. You're just a cybersecurity professional, and you're using this application to analyze logs. And it's supposed to allow you to bring a whole bunch of logs together, you know what I'm saying, into one platform, so you can view those logs and look for, inconsistencies, or look for if someone is actually attempting to get into your company's network. And so there's a big push for a lot of people that want to get into Splunk. I mean, that they need people to get into Splunk, because Splunk is becoming very popular as one of the systems that they use to help prevent, cyber attacks. So that's mainly what it is. And it uses machine learning, a whole bunch of stuff, search and visualization. You can create reports and all that stuff. So it's basically like a dashboard or whatever that you can create. But this is considered cybersecurity. You can do all your searches for here, through here, uh, to all your logs. And so I gotta go take this brisket off the off the grill. Shout out to you guys, man. So hold on, Calvin Henderson. Let me answer that right fast. But he says, one of the problems with learning Linux is that you do not need to learn a million things to use it. Yes, yes, I'm glad you said that. And that's why I gave you a wrench last time. I don't know if you see it now, but you got that wrench, bro. I gave you a wrench because the questions and all that stuff you was interacting in the chat. I really like when people, ask questions and engage or whatever. But he says one of those problems is learning Linux is that you don't need to know everything. You don't. You don't. You don't need to know everything. Like I do, like just like how I fumbled through this. Yeah, certain commands are familiar with me and I understand what to do when I'm looking at it. That's that's essentially what you need to know how to do. You know what I'm saying? It's just okay. I'm familiar with the commands. I'm familiar with how they work and the options that to use to do specific things. But you don't need to memorize everything about each command that that's there on in Linux. You know what I'm saying? You just need at least familiarize yourself with how to actually use the command line and search for the problems or search for um, whatever you're trying to solve. Yeah, Google is your best friend, and that's on the Windows side and the Linux side, as well as working with Mac OS systems as well. Google is your best friend at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Um, yeah, and no problem, Deacon Dave. I didn't mind explaining. I needed to explain it again anyway, because um yeah, not everybody's gonna watch the full live stream. So if I say it again, throughout, that'll help people that come in and actually, watch from a specific point. So and before the billions, salute to you, bro. Shout out to you, man. Definitely appreciate you coming through. Oh, and DB Darrell, thank you for the super chat. I definitely appreciate it. Hey, if you stay near me, you know what I'm saying? If you stay in the Las Vegas area, you're welcome to come get some brisket. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Hey, so I appreciate all you guys for coming through, and like I said, I don't know this whole Splunk thing. I was just putting it out there, introduce it to other people that may or may not know about it, and know how to set up a lab. So hopefully you got something out of it. I was glad I was able to actually get it done. You know what I'm saying? But it's not that difficult once you got the process down. So hope you guys have a wonderful day. And I definitely appreciate everybody for coming through, and I hope you got something out of it. Have a wonderful weekend. Like I said, I'm finna go get this brisket off the grill. Uh, you guys have a good one, man, and peace, and keep it techie. All right, and I always have trouble finding my outro, but we gonna get it right. Have a good night, man. Keep it techie.